Do you have like franchisee somewhere like called UPS or FedEx or something?
Yeah, I mean, but they're not working with E2 visa holders at this moment. But we have, I mean, we have in our database every franchise pretty much. But some of them don't work with E2 visa holders for one reason or another.
Patrick, how are you?
I'm doing well yourself.
I am doing good. Thanks for asking.
Remind me, where are you thinking about moving in the States?
I'm planning to move somewhere in Texas.
Okay, great choice.
I'm done with this winter and cold
Yeah,
and
screw that. Life's too short. What are people saying about Trudeau stepping down? Are people happy?
I think this is all like politics. Like what he did is he resigned, and then I think like he buy time like 3 months or something, and after 2 months we have like, and after 2 months Canada has like election, so people might think, okay, Trudeau was the wrong guy, not the party. So people maybe vote again for party, and then Trudeau jump in again and say, "Hey, I'm your PM again." I
Oh my God.
think this time is very tough for him. This time is because he screwed up lots of things in Canada.
And what's your guys' plan now? What are you thinking with you and your wife? Are you thinking about going the franchise path, your own business? What are your thoughts?
If we took E2 visa with either our own business or franchisee, like if we start our own business, there is a chance of failure, and if we failed on that business, we have to return to Canada.
Yeah. So you want to get it right the first time with the business investment.
Yeah. So if, let's example, if I spend something like 50,000 or 100,000 in my business, and if that failed, I have to come back to home. And I want to understand from you, like, okay, if I stop the business, what's the option? Do I stay there or I have to come back?
If you stop the business, so say you have the Canadian, you and your wife both have Canadian passports.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So if you stop the business, you technically need to let the U.S. government know and return the visa. What a lot of our clients will do is they'll build like a family holding company, and we'll build into the business plan. Maybe there's an anchor franchise and you're focused on that for the first 24 months, but there's also optionality to do IT servicing or other type of business activities. So that gives some optionality that if that franchise fails and it was part of a larger business plan that you're doing other business activities and you're employing Americans, then you should be set to continue on operating that entity.
Yeah, I have to learn on that part. I'm not pretty much familiar on business side. So technically, if my thought process is that if I took some franchisee, at least I have their brand name and customer
Yeah.
coming, and at least I'm running, right? And what I want to do is like I want to start this business with my wife's name. She was the owner,
Okay.
and me and my son will be dependent, and then like I can find my own job if she own the business, right, as a dependent.
My wife, as a dependent, when I sponsored her green card, she got a job in 6 weeks. Very fast. US job market, it's not as good as in the past, but it's still pretty damn good compared to other countries.
100%. No, there is no doubt because the population, right? Like the population and how.
Well, the businesses, Canadian businesses have like one successful startup, Shopify, where the US it's just like there's like hundreds. It's a joke. Yeah.
No, there is no doubt. Like, and that's why we want to move.
And we're gonna see. I think with the Trump, I'm pretty bullish, and with Elon Musk and Vivek, I think they're gonna drive a lot of positive changes, and we're gonna be able to attract a lot of top talent to the U.S.
Hoping so. Yeah, I'm hoping so. Other thing is like my son is 10-year-old. So how long he can stay with us as a business?
I have an Indian client that was just approved Canadian just before Christmas. He got approved like December 20th or something. And right away, we're working on his green card strategy. So we have our own in-house attorney, and then we bring in filing attorneys based on the nationality, the profession of the client, as well as the visa category they're most likely to apply for. So right away, got the E2 visa, focus on the business, but knowing that India, there's different backlogs and there's less options available, we have to think about the long term and securing that green card before your son turns 21 for the whole family. So we would work on a plan for you and your wife to be able to get a green card if you want to stay in the US. And if, say, for whatever reason, your son's on the E2 visa and you didn't get the green card in the next 11 years, which I don't think's likely. If you want to get a green card, we'll work together on getting that. Then he would have to get like a student visa or go back to Canada or other types of visa categories to stay in the US. He could also come at, be the E2 visa manager. But I think if you like the US and you're going to see pretty quickly that if you want to stay here, then we can already start working on the green card petition for you and your family.
That's good. Another thing is like where I work right now in IT, the boss, like he's very friendly with me. He own the company in Canada and US as well.
Okay, cool.
I asked him to start the incorporation. So my wife, she was the owner on that her Canadian company. So we are invoicing that company and he's paying us. He was offering me something like company intertransfer something, but I think he's lazy sometimes. He don't follow the process. So can we do something like my wife, she's currently on payroll. So my wife is the first applicant. Can we use that route? Like, can you support on that route? Like,
so she's currently working at this company and she would be transferred to the US as a manager?
Yes.
Yeah, so that would work. So that would be an option. We can help with getting the temporary visa as well as the permanent green card.
TN or green card? What's the best way?
TN doesn't give work authorization, so it'd have to be L1 visa. So you have the temporary visas L1 for executives and managers. She comes over as a manager. And then you have the green card option, which is the EB1C. So we could work to get the EB1C for your wife, or potentially for you, build up your case to get an EB1A through your talent. It's a talent visa. For EB1 Indians, it's taking it's a bit backlogged. It's backlogged like 3.5 years, but it doesn't hurt getting the E2 and then getting that petition in to cement the priority date.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, like 800K investment. I don't know the right way to do that or not sure.
We can work together, evaluate businesses, look at franchises, spend 6 weeks evaluating franchises. You either go that path or you do your own independent startup. And then we work to secure the E2 visa. You move down to Texas. And then in parallel, we could work on the green card strategy, whether it's the EB1C for your wife or doing, EB1A for you potentially. How much is your pay right now?
It's 135K per year.
Okay. Canadian or US?
Canadian.
Okay. We'd probably want to see that to be higher. It's one of like the 10 requirements for the special ability green card, but if that, in the US was 175, 200 plus, then it starts to get, much stronger. But we can take a look at other options there, as well as, there's a potential for your wife being sponsored through the company for the green card.
He was talking about like if we have like 1 year old payroll, he can offer us intercompany transfer, and after 1 year or 2 years he can apply for direct green card.
You can apply directly for the green card. We've had clients do that. That's the EB1C. That's the category that's still backlogged 3.5 years.
3.5 years, right? So we can apply, but the 3.5 year means they will start process after 3.5 year, or
you get approved, but then you have to wait till you get the immigration benefit for 3 years.
Okay, so it takes 3 years to complete the process.
Exactly.
Okay, so 3 years is not bad time. Can you help us on transferring on payroll? Like I can, whatever document we need from our employees.
Definitely. So the idea is that your wife's already worked a year at the Canadian company?
It's almost 6 months now. Do we
Okay.
need to do like any credential assessment?
We have to show that she's been working at there for a year.
At least year?
Yeah. I mean, we can start the paperwork now, but we can't file until it's been a year.
Okay. If we go with that direction, can I work as a dependent or no?
You can work as a dependent, yeah.
It's called EB1C.
EB1C is the green card. L1's the temporary visa. That if the business, how long's the business been running in the US?
Not sure. Maybe it's quite a long time.
Okay, so you would get a 3-year visa. The benefit with the E2 visa, it's for 5 years, a 5-year visa. Where the intercompany transfer, it's just a 3-year visa when the company's already been open and operating for a year.
I also don't want to dependent on one company because
Yeah, something could happen.
I have like 16 years of experience. If I move with business, my wife can handle that business. I can find 200K salary.
Yeah. What's your specialty?
I'm a cloud solution architect.
And are you doing mostly oil and gas? Is that why you're in Calgary?
No. It's all any domains. For me, I can work on any domain because I'm more on like cloud solution. Handle Microsoft and Azure and AWS stuff. I think yeah, we can start with the franchisee. I remember you sent me one temporary URL with some franchisee lookup portal or something.
Yeah, I mean, we can go all in and get started with everything, or we could take baby steps. So what we usually what the different options you could pay us for 6 months. It includes the LLC, tax ID, business bank account, business plan, visa petition, costs, finding and analyzing the franchise, everything needed to invest and file for the E2 visa. Or you commit to a 2-month retainer where you pay for 2 months and we're just helping you find and analyze the franchises. And we give you 1 year access to Vetted Biz, our sister company database, where there's 7,000 franchise options, and we've identified 423 that are eligible for the E2 visa. And there's about 70 or so in our portfolio that we've vetted, that we've talked to franchisees, franchisor, reviewed the financials from the franchisor level, if they disclose in the franchisee level. So we have a curated database above and beyond that. So we would help you step by step, looking at different franchise options that make the best fit for you and your family.
Okay, and like, do you have like franchisee somewhere like called UPS or FedEx or something?
Yeah, I mean, but they're not working with E2 visa holders at this moment. But we have in our database every franchise pretty much. But some of them don't work with E2 visa holders for one reason or another.
Oh, okay. So they don't work with the.
No, and it's not a great. I mean, it's an okay business, but I think there's but more attractive ones.
If we go with this visa franchisee, they ask some upfront like 50,000, 60,000 something.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if I look at E2 visa options available between 50 and say 150K, there's 130 options.
And plus, we need to rent out the office space and whatever their requirement is. Like we have to build the store.
That would be included. So I have a Canadian Indian client, for example, that invested in the maids, and will download their franchise disclosure document, and you'll be able to see what all the costs are. So if I go to item 7, the territory fee, so securing the unique market, startup package, a lot of the equipment, officer furniture, telephone, insurance, and then you have 3 months working capital. So that's the cost for the employees. So the range is 80 to 158K. For most franchises, the idea is that you don't have to invest any more capital beyond those 3 months. So everything's included if I say 80K, 90K, 100K, and it's all in that range.
Can we start some liquor store or something?
It's tough with the licenses and the transferring the licenses over. I wouldn't advise on a liquor store. What a lot of our clients have done recently, is in-home health care, insurance business, property management.
And this franchisee will help us on everything on going.
Definitely. It will help with the training, securing the clients, tutoring business. We could look at something that's more, science, technology related.
Like construction, something. Do you like anything with the construction?
Yeah. There's some, like I've had clients do, interior construction on homes, for example. I've had a few clients invest in tutoring club as well as all county property management.
Some business require like, okay, you can do it from home base. You have to rent the office or shop. So all this cost and.
Yeah, everything's included. If I say 80K, 100K, everything's included. And then our fee counts towards the investment for the E2. And we do a money back guarantee. So that's something that's very unique to our company, that we guarantee results upon a second attempt, or you receive your funds back, meeting certain conditions.
Okay. Does this require any credential assessment, like education credential assessment?
No, not for the talent visa, we'd want that, but for an investor visa, no, not necessary.
Can I get one of the reference you said, like one Canadian Indian customer you migrated. Can I talk to him? And
Definitely. Once you're, I can send you the contract and everything to get started. If you're saying, "Hey Patrick, I'm ready to sign, but I want to talk to one of your Indian clients," and I connect you for sure. I just want that to be the last thing before starting the process with us. Does that make sense?
no, 100%. Yeah. Like, and it take how much time, like approx time to get the E2 visa?
From the date you engage us, I would budget anywhere from 3 to 12 months. If you're moving quickly, it's more like 3 to 5 months. I say 12 months because some of our clients take a while. They need to wrap up their affairs. But if you want to move here and within 5 months, I'm very confident we can do that for you.
And we can select any location, right? Like,
Yeah, we do a study for you, and we're acting as the basically the head of the project to identify the best franchise opportunities that fit your need in the desired areas based on this initial survey, and then we have a call to review the survey results. We present you within 3 to 4 business days the top franchises that meet your criteria. We have a call to review those options, and then we start introducing, having introduction calls with the franchisors, and then we start the immigration process, getting the E2 visa and company formation, and then basically just document everything with the business plan, and then doing the internal review, and then securing the visa interview through the appointment at the consulate.
right. So one more thing, like when we apply for franchisee, does U.S. government says, hey, what you are doing currently in Canada, and
It would be an issue like if you never worked. Like we had someone that wanted to have like their wife who never like worked be the investor, and it was a little questionable if like she would have the ability to direct and develop that business. I have had approvals of people that like wives that didn't work for like 10 years get approved for the E2 visa. But in terms of your case, no, we would highlight, or your wife's case, highlight the project management abilities. And even though neither of you have been entrepreneurs, we would leverage other areas of your work that you're well capable of doing this, and leaning on the franchisor, that the franchisor is going to help you succeed through all this.
okay, sounds good. If we can do like some our own business, like IT managed services or anything home based, like, or do we have to like rent the office or show the legal address or something?
It's better to have an office, but it's not required.
Okay, sounds good. And there is a how many percentage of like denial or failure
Visa denial. I've never had an Indian Canadian denied. I've had many of them. I've had a Chinese Canadian that got denied the first attempt because she did not do well with the interview. She mixed up the visa category and didn't like properly study for the interview.
This will happen also interview?
Yeah, you'll have an interview in Toronto. But in terms of final denials where someone's tried twice in Canada, I've never had a final denial.
All right. Otherwise, I don't have any questions. Thank you so much for your time.
It's good to catch up, and hopefully we can work with you and get you here. May June timeframe, or get you the visa. Ideally we can get the visa in like April May, and then you come down in June July. But it'd be good to get the visa earlier, so you're not like worried about the school year switching schools for your son.
Yeah, no, like 1 year is fine. Thank you so much. I think you answered all my questions. Appreciate that. If I have anything, I will connect you.
I'll send you an email too with some of the links that we discussed today. All right.
Appreciate that.
All right. Take care.